Hey, what's going on guys, it's Chum here, and today I'm going to be teaching you how to take down the mighty Anjanath in our first hunting guide episode for Monster Hunter World. If you're watching this video, I'm sure you know the Anjanath is a T-Rex-like monster that can sprout wings and breathe devastating fire. This monster is the first major challenge thrown at the player through the story, and is capable of taking down even the most experienced hunters. So let's get down to business and talk about how to beat it. The first thing you're going to want to do is learn the monster's weakness. You can do this by going to the chief ecologist and checking the monster field guide. As you can see on the physiology page, the Anjanath's weakest points are his head and tail, with its tail being severable when using a slash weapon. It is also important to note that its legs are also breakable, and once broken they too will become a weak spot. In the top right we can also see the Anjanath is weakest to water, thunder and ice, so using a weapon with one of those elements will be a major help. Now that we've read up on the monster, it's time to hunt it down. As I mentioned earlier, the Anjanath is a fearsome monster with many dangerous attacks. The most dangerous of these are his flamethrower, his flame sneeze for lack of a better word, the double chomp, and the massive leap. All of the Anjanath's most powerful attacks have substantial range and a large cone-shaped hitbox, so it's best not to be too far away if you're using a ranged weapon where you find them really hard to dodge. And for those of you blade masters out there, I recommend not standing directly in front of the Anjanath or you too will be easy prey. When trying to attack the Anjanath's head, it's best to attack from the side rather than the front. Not only will this make you a harder target for his frontal attacks, it'll also make them super easy to dodge. From the side of his face, simply roll towards the outside of his closest leg and his most dangerous attacks will be completely evaded. If rolling towards the monster is something you're not comfortable with, then you might be better off targeting the tail. His tail, as we know, is another weak spot and can be severed to reduce the effectiveness of his tail-based attacks, as well as give you an extra piece of loot when carved. The Anjanath's tail, however, is not the easiest target. This monster not only stands very tall, making it hard to reach, it also has a variety of moves to defend the tail. The main one is a tail sweep which he uses if you are directly behind him. It can be hard to approach when he uses this attack, however, the long duration of this attack can give you plenty of time to attack other areas of the body. With all these factors in mind, I think it's best to target the tail while the Anjanath is knocked down or immobilized. Other attacks that defend his rear involve him turning around. To avoid these attacks, simply roll towards the tail and keep attacking. If attacking the tail also proves difficult for you because of one of many reasons, feel free to simply hack away at the Anjanath's feet. As I mentioned at the very beginning, once you cause enough damage to the feet, they will also become a weak spot. Attacking the feet is also one of the safest options when fighting the Anjanath. The main move you need to look out for is his shoulder check, but that can easily be avoided if you attack from the front or the back of the feet. Now that we know how to attack the Anjanath, let's talk about rage mode and the dangers of it. When the Anjanath is in rage mode, he sprouts wings and his nose props up to look more like a horn. This monster has two very easy identifiers of rage mode. Occasionally while in rage mode, his mouth will appear to have fire spewing out of it. Be careful of this fire, as being hit by it will not only set you on fire, but also stagger you, making you vulnerable to a sudden attack. While in rage mode, the Anjanath will do significantly more damage and use his flame-based attacks. Keep your eye out for the flamethrower, as it can easily one-shot you. This attack is quite easy to predict, however, due to its unique wind-up animation. Another thing you should be focusing on during a hunt is mounting the monster, which you can do by landing aerial attacks. Once you have mounted the monster, I recommend you try and land the finishing blow of the mount on the head or the tail of the Anjanath. If using a slash weapon like a sword, I recommend hitting the tail with the finishing blow, as it will go a long way to severing the tail. For strike weapons like the hammer and hunting horn, however, the head is the obvious choice, as it will help you knock out the monster and provide even more openings. Now that we're masters of fighting the Anjanath, there's one last warning I must give. When the Anjanath retreats to his sleep area, he is at his most dangerous. In this area, the Anjanath can cause the ground to shake beneath your feet if you're standing on the vine mesh. If you aren't careful, being left vulnerable like that could be fatal. Standing on solid ground is your best bet during this part of the fight. However, if you have picked up powerful slinger ammo such as scatter nuts or slinger bombs, you can prevent him from limping away and provoke him to keep attacking you. Then, repeat this process until you take him down. Alright guys, so that's it for our Anjanath hunting guide. I hope you guys found this useful. If you did, make sure you hit that like button. And of course, if you guys want to see more hunting guides from Monster Hunter World, make sure you subscribe to the channel, because while this is the first one, there'll be plenty more coming very, very soon. Next, I'm planning to do the Rathalos, as he is one of the most powerful monsters in the game. So keep your eyes out for that. Also, if you have any tips of your own for fighting the Anjanath, feel free to leave them in the comment section below, because I'd love to see what tactics you guys use when facing this giant monster. Anyway guys, like I said, that's going to be it for this video. Once again, I hope you guys found this useful. I hope you enjoyed it. And until next time, happy hunting, and I hope you guys have a wonderful day.